sometimes like all you want to do is run. Hear me out, hear me out. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want to know. Secrets start in your heart to slow. But if you don't want to tell me now, I guess I'll never know. Losing almost all my energy. It's getting hard to talk to you, and I'm the only one who speaks. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want to know. Secrets start in your heart to slow. But if you don't want to tell me now, I guess I'll never know. Here we go.
Okay, hey guys, welcome to the live. Sorry it's a late one, but I was doing stuff, and yesterday I was going to do one, but yesterday was a mentally exhausting day, so I didn't. But anyways, so again, I know it's late for some people. For me, it's only 7:36 still, but welcome again to the live, you guys. We're going to kind of get into all the stuff right away, to be honest with you. But let's see. I see my husband, my online husband. His name is Ben. He's in the house with a funky name now. Sometimes YouTube does that, and I don't understand why, if it's through StreamYard or YouTube, that's creating these funky names. Like where they have numbers and stuff at the end. I see it in other channels as well. So welcome, Ben. It's nice to see you. Welcome, mods, and welcome everyone. Of course, this is about Jack and Lily. If you haven't, of course, hit that like and share. Please do so for Jack and Lily. We know that they've been missing since May 2nd of 2025, and we're coming up in a few short days, to the 6-month anniversary of Jack and Lily missing. Crazy, I know, but that's what it is. It is 6 months. Hard to believe. So a lot of things obviously going on, because Jack's birthday will be tomorrow. They're having the vigil that's going on. So of course, if anyone's going to be attending that out there, again, I don't get off work till like 5:30. So by that time it's 9:30 in Nova Scotia. So, I'll probably do maybe a live after that, but everyone will have probably seen the vigil by that point. But maybe I'll hear some of the noise and everything that went on during the vigil. So again, for everyone that's going to that, biggest prayers and hugs for Jack and Lily. It's not a celebration, as it is a vigil. And it says, as Jack's 5th birthday approaches, our hearts are heavy knowing that he and his sister Lily are still missing. Instead of a joyful celebration that should have been, we will gather together to honor Jack, to share our love, our hope, and our prayers for both him and Lily. So again, welcome to the live, everybody, everyone that's in here that's new. If you're new to the channel, just so you know, you have the right to your opinion, but you have to be respectful. If you disagree with someone, type of thing, again, don't let people wind you up. You're gonna all have your own thoughts and opinions about this case. Again, if somebody bugs you too much, then just block them. Other than that, just keep it respectful. That's all I ask. People always complain that I block them. Well, yeah, that's because I don't put up with any crap in this channel at all, right? And if I do, I'll just boot you myself if the mods don't see it first. Don't have the time of day for that. We're here to be focused on Jack and Lily, and not people that are adults acting like drama. But this channel is really good for, I just don't put up with that crap. Okay, simple as that. Keep it nice, have difference of opinions and whatever, but like obviously we want to talk about Jack and Lily, and that to be the main focus. Hi Leanne, how are you? Again, hi everyone. So obviously one of the things, and again, this vigil that's going on, again, thanks to all the people that have put it together and that are going to be there. was told that Malaya was not going to be going to the vigil. Shocker, not. But a lot of some family members and that will be going. So again, for the people that are out there that want to be voices for Jack and Lily and stuff like that, thank you once again for all the people that are speaking out and speaking up, that are getting pissed off and they just want answers. That's the bottom line, right? We just want answers. We want truth. And, hopefully one day that truth will make its way to the forefront and Jack and Lily will have the answers. Again, 6 months is coming up. Jack's birthday, a lot of emotions going on, I'm sure, for the family members. And what can I say? It's a very sad case, and it's about 2 children. Where do you go? Where? To the vigil? Are you going to the vigil though? Anyways, so it's going to be held at the Stellarton RCMP detachment from 7 to 7:30 p.m. That would be Nova Scotia time over there. Okay, so hi guys, hi everybody. Do. That's right, Ben. Ben, I don't see any kisses after. Oh, it's a heart. Okay, fair enough. My real husband's going to get me KFC right now. I guess he was craving KFC. I don't mind because I haven't had dinner anyway. Yeah, not a shocker. I know, right? Yeah, look at yours there, Rhonda. Did you change yours name or is that what it made you? Hello, beautiful Sunny, sending lots of hugs to Belinda and prayers, praying for Jack and Lily. Absolutely. Okay, so I guess we'll start off with this. So obviously, Daniel was in a car accident yesterday. Okay. I would never wish anyone, ill will and stuff like that. But he's alive. And he's gonna maybe has a concussion, whatever, on this one. That's Janie's vehicle, I believe. So this is what I will personally call, and I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be this sensitive person. He's alive. I'm going to call this karma's a bitch. Karma's a bitch. 2 children are missing because of you, and you could have died, but you didn't. You lived. What about Jack and Lily? Where's Jack and Lily? Because chances are that these children aren't alive, right? So hopefully, being in this car accident, dude, that it shook your brain cells a little bit. I'm glad you are okay, because I would never wish someone to be, hurt or death upon them like that. But you're fine, and you ruined Janie's vehicle, and I'm just going to call it. I'm sorry, but karma's a bitch. What goes around comes around. That's how I see this. So I'm not going to be sitting there going boo-hoo-hoo, over this. What I care about is Jack and Lily, and I'm sure Daniel probably wanted some, poor me, look at what's going on, poor me, stuff like this. Sorry, dude, can't. Nova, I don't know. I would think that Nova would be going to this. Yeah, so it's not like I'm cold-hearted. I'm not, okay? But he's fine, okay? Totaled his mom's car and stuff like that. Jack and Lily, right? Jack and Lily. And including Meadow as well. Yeah. Hey Sunny, how are you doing tonight? I'm happy to catch you live. Nice to see you, the Canadian cat lady. I just got a brand new Sphinx kitten. Oh, cool. I got 2 kitties. I heard that Nova is streaming the Vigil. Oh, that's gonna be good. That's gonna be good. Yeah. Lady Allen, 100. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna eat the KFC in honor of Daniel Martell. Okay. It's my way of showing some solace that you totaled your mother's car here. Not only do you obviously you seem to have a car issue going on, dude. Why would you give up the keys? That's so great, Ben. Do. Yeah, that would be great. McDee's, no KFC here. Yeah, McDee's. Right. Husband's going to get KFC. Sunny, I love the top you are wearing tonight. Oh, thank you. Oh, hey, Janie. Oh, Janie, my BFF. I'm going to tell you something about Janie in a second, actually. Janie, Timu. A couple of these in it for you, Janie. Come on. Right? A couple of these in it for you if you want to tell the truth ever. No problem. But anyway, yeah, Timu. I got about, I don't know, about 7 of these yesterday. My whole package came. It was like, my husband's like, this thing's freaking heavy. I get home, there's this humongous bag, eh? And it was like, it was like about 8.6 kg, my husband said it was. And it was freaking heavy. And me, I'm just like, because what happened was all my orders came at the same time, because I'll tell you what truly happened. Okay. This is a Temu thing. Temu special for you, Jamie. Janie, I think I said Jamie. Janie. So what happened is that, okay, I know how Temu works, and I know how they suck me into these free gifts and stuff like that. So it was like one of those little things, get 3 free gifts, and you could pick out some really good items, right? So I'm like, okay, $123, no problem. Okay, where's my free gifts now? Oh shit, my car. It says it's almost there. Shit. And place another order for like $69. My car. You're almost there to the 3 free gifts. Fuck off, right? Place another order. So that's why all the orders came together. So finally, after spending about $300 on Temu, I got my 3 free gifts. Okay. I was like, and then after that, I seen a couple more things that I really liked. And I should be wearing that right now. I'll wear it on another live. But anyways, got my free gifts out of it. So anyways, yeah, I gotta love Temu. I'm sorry, but I mean, like what was this? Maybe $13, $10 to $13. Yeah. But anyways, got my 3 free gifts. So spin the thing and wheel the $1,000. Yeah. I know, right? I don't worry. I know their stuff, but I hadn't been buying Temu in like months, right? But okay. Janie warned you about getting sucked into Temu. No, I'm fully sucked into Temu. Okay, when you go on Amazon and see those same things that you can get from Temu, and it takes maybe about a week to get here, maybe a little bit longer. I'm telling you, yeah, you're on Temu. Those prices are so good. You're just like, take one of those, take some of those. You guys, I must have about 50 pieces of Christmas attire. Okay. And come December, if not sooner, probably after Thanksgiving, the US. But anyways, I'm going to be splashing those all the time because I got plenty of pieces of Christmas going on. Anyways, Mr. Wonderful Sharon. Hey, Sharon. Hey, everyone. Anyways, sorry to interrupt for that special commercial from Temu. Janie. She probably hears the word Temu, and she's probably listening in right now. She's like, did I hear Temu? Oh, you mean that shit that I can't afford anymore because my kid just wrecked my car? Yeah, that, like I said, I would like to say that I feel bad about this all. I just don't. I'm glad that he's okay, though. I am glad that he's okay, right? Because I want him, in my opinion, to stand, trial one day. Okay. No, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Yeah, I'm good. But okay, so yeah, so like I said, I am glad that he's okay, and that he I mean, I don't feel bad for the vehicle. Jamie, that's your vehicle, right? So I want to tell you something about Janie. So I noticed that, and I only listened to it for a couple of minutes. I happened to go to a piece of Charmaine's live, and I remember when Janie was bashing me, right? Did you say the way that she said that about my son or whatever? I can't believe, because I said what, the apple fell far, or the apple falls close to the tree. That you two are 2 peas in a pod. She's like, do you see the way she looked when she said that? Yeah. Okay, because I mean it. You and your son are 2 peas in a pod, and you're both a freaking bunch of liars. That's how I see you two. And you're an angry old bird. And Daniel, well, I mean, where did he become this personality that just lies all the time? I wonder where he gets that from. Anyways, so I want to tell you a tidbit that you guys probably did not know. But near the starting of this case, that according to sources on the ground, and I say highly when I say sources on the ground, but did you know that, okay, I'll just say allegedly. It's better to say that. So allegedly, nah, it's not really allegedly, but go ahead, is that the RCMP actually told Janie that they didn't believe her. Did you guys actually know that? You probably didn't, because I've never actually shared that with you guys before. But I'm going to share it with you guys today. That was just a little nugget that I just had always in my head. But did you know? So when Daniel talks about this, gold standard timeline, they actually told Janie that they actually didn't believe her. Gee, I wonder why. I wonder why, Janie. Wonder where your son gets that from. Wonder where your son gets that. Not till now, Sonny. Yeah, it was just a little tidbit. Just wanted to share with you guys because that was something that I knew from, like I said, near the start of this. It's just kind of, I just had it there. I wanted to say it a few times, but I didn't. But anyway, so I'm sharing that with you now. And so yeah, Jeannie. So trust me, when you sit there, Sonny, I care so much about Jack and Lily. Shut the fucking front door. Okay, don't care. Okay, honestly, your car's smashed. Your son did it. I call karma's a bitch. That's what happens when you bullshit people and you're full of it. That's exactly what happens. So that's just in my opinion, though, Janie and Daniel and everybody else that it might have answers for Jack and Lily, right? Perhaps Malaya, right? Truth will be told. And I'm tired of the bullshit, and I don't care really what I say when it comes to my say and how I feel about this. Okay. But anyways, let's see here. On Friday, okay, so Friday's Halloween. So I'll make sure that my spooky background and everything's here. But Zach Jackson, who is does remote viewing, he'll be joining me on Friday on Halloween. So if you guys aren't busy, come stop by, join us. We'll have, like I said, spookiness. I'll use one of my filters. And I haven't decided what I'll be yet, but I'll use one of my filters and that will be my costume. But anyway, so that will be on Friday on Halloween. And that's going to be at, shit, what time did we say? Shit, Zach, what time did we say? 5:30? I think we agreed on 5 or 5:30. Anyways, geez. Sorry, guys, my brain cells don't, I've had a lot of mental shit going on with my brain the last few days. Oh, I could be a tampon, but I'm probably not going to be a tampon. I've been a tampon, right? I've been many things. So I hope you guys are going to have a happy Halloween, whatever you guys are doing. But just know that when we do the live, it's going to be like 9:30 your guys. So you guys should all be free from the kitties and they'll be eating their candy. And or else you're maybe don't have anybody and you're just going to come visit and stop by anyway. Sunny will be here with Zach. Okay. Yeah, I'm 3 hours ahead. So it's either 5 or 5:30. I'll have to take a look again, but it's one of those two times. Yeah, Timu Temple. This little mama. We're going to Mexico in April. Okay, you guys. Okay, so I'm going to try to keep on track here a little bit because I'm trying to put say a lot of things in a short period of time so I don't just because I don't want to be on nobody. Everyone's going to be sleeping in about 2 hours or so over in the Nova Scotia time. But again, if you haven't hit that like and share, please do so. Please do it for Jack and Lily. Okay. I can't wait for you and Zach on Friday. Yeah. And we're both YOLO, right? I'm not this person that sits in the background planning exactly what's going to be said and stuff like that. I just like organic live things where we're just, talking freely and on the spot, right? That's how I like things. That's why I told Zach, and he's like, I'm the same way. So all good because I can easily talk. Like there's no gaps for me, right? Some people might have to do their little list of what they need to do. I'm not built that way. Yeah. Good. Oh, good. Because it will be at the door till 8. Okay. Dressed as a bucket of KFC. Maybe. Sunny, will you be giving out tricks and treats? It's a criming shame. Yeah, well, I don't know what kind of tricks, what kind of treats. Maybe we'll have a little bit of fun as well. Do a couple of things. Not sure. I haven't had time to actually think about it, to be honest with you. Like I know I'm doing a live on Friday, and I know I'm gonna have my Halloween background. That's about as far as my brain went, to be honest with you. So we'll see. Hi, beautiful people in chat. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to talk about Wait, let's talk about Timu. Timu's customer service is pretty prompt and always accurate. Chat is also good, actually fast and helpful. Yeah, there's a couple times that they pissed me off, and I wasn't having any of it. I'm like, look, I am a Timu member circle. Okay, I'm in that circle. I pay my freaking $10 a month or whatever the heck it was. And I'm just like, yeah. So the couple times they tried to. So my thing with Timu, I'm just going to say this. So if you want to return something to Timu, you have to take it down to some sort of mailbox down in Langley somewhere. But anyways, I'm like, yeah, I ain't having it, man. It's gonna, like my husband's always has the vehicle. So the bottom line is I wasn't having it. So I was just like, no, you can do the refund now, basically, but in a nicer way, but still, you know, like here's my bullshit reason. And this is why you're going to credit me because I'm not going to be taking this shit back down to the thing when you guys are just going to destroy it anyway or whatever. Right. And so but anyway, so yeah, every time I wanted like a refund, either they gave it to me without having to talk to a customer service. But when I put my foot down, then it was just like, see, got what I want. Right. My whole point was I wasn't going out of my way to pack that shit back up and then take it down to a mailbox freaking a mile or two away there. Ain't happening. But anyway, so yeah, all I did was use my Timu Circle, like, buying power there. But they were really good. Most of them. Some of them, but most of them were good. My autocorrect. 5 years back. Finally got a new phone after 5 years. Nice. I still have the same phone, iPhone 8 from 2019 or whatever, when I went to England. I could care less about my phone. It's my iPad that I care most about. Be back later. Okay, so Sunny's going to shut up now. And let's see here. I wanted to talk. Hey, where did my chat go? No, not this one. Okay, we can get rid of you. Okay, so Zach, Friday night, I believe it's 5:30. I want to say 5:30, could be 5, which is 8 o'clock Eastern Standard and an hour later Nova Scotia time. And let's see here, share screen. I'm going to talk about, I think, this for a minute. Okay, the Mr.Big sting, okay? So I asked basically just for people that don't know about it and whatever. I just thought that I would ask, hold on, about the Mr.Big sting. So Gemini says, that's an excellent question about highly controversial yet Canadian invented police technique. The Mr.Big sting operation is an undercover investigative procedure used primarily by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, which is the RCMP, often to elicit confessions from suspects in cold cases, particularly homicides. How the Mr.Big sting generally works: the operation is an elaborate long-term scenario designed to build a relationship of trust with a suspect, Daniel, and ultimately convince them to confess to an unsolved crime. Recruitment and trust building. Undercover police officers pose as members of powerful, ruthless, and wealthy fictitious criminal organizations they suspect is befriended by one of, say, a gang member and slowly drawn into an organization, participating in seemingly minor but often illegal jobs, which they are paid. These jobs help build the suspect's trust and commitment to the group. Escalation. The suspect is given increasingly serious tasks. Now, I know that this is talking about, like, say, if you're in a gang, the drug aspect at it, but bottom line is they basically, again, befriend you, right? Long-term goal here is to basically, get to know you and build trust, obviously. Now, what else is, and I hadn't actually read this before reading it now. Let's see. Undercover officers work to gain the suspect's confidence, sometimes appealing to the sense of belonging or a financial need. The Mr.Big meeting, eventually the suspect is introduced to the organization, potentially boss. Okay, just like I said, talking about drug stuff. The Mr.Big claims he can fix any legal problems the suspect has, including the cold case under investigation, but only if the suspect is completely honest about the original crime. The confession. The suspect believing that they are securing protection and a future with the. See, this is, I know I'm reading this and it keeps talking about criminal investigation. Bottom line is they do this in cold cases, especially when they feel like somebody's involved, but they just don't have enough, say, evidence and stuff like that, right? And they did it. I'm trying to think of, you guys, what's that? Everyone always talks about this case, and for some reason I can't think of the name all of a sudden. But anyways, the Mr. Big technique is controversial and generally illegal in many other countries, including the United States. But because of the risk of false confessions and its closely proximity to entrapment, suspects, especially those who are lonely, vulnerable, or desperate for money, can be coerced into admitting to crimes they did not commit to please their new friends or out of fear of a gang. 2014, the Supreme Court put significant limits on the use of this tactic in the landmark of R versus Hart. Presumptive inadmissibility. The court ruled that the confessions obtained through a Mr. Big sting are presumptively inadmissible, cannot be used as evidence. Admissibility test. For a confession to be admitted, the Crown must prove its reliability outweighs its prejudicial effect. This involves considering two main areas. Reliability. Is the confession likely to be true? Judges may look for specific details provided in the confession that match non-public details of the crime, how the confession was obtained, and any corroborating evidence. Abusive process. Did the police conduct cross the line in the coercion or abuse? This includes whether the police used violence, threatened the suspect, offered rewards, so tempting that a suspect would confess to anything. So it says, since the Hart ruling, the technique can still be used, but its resulting evidence is scrutinized much more carefully by the courts. Now, what does that say? Would you be interested in learning a specific, high-profile case? Let's just say yes. Let's just say yes. Which case are you going to pull up? So it pulls up the case of R versus Hart. Okay. The 2002 drowning deaths of his 3-year-old twin daughters, Karen and Krista Hart, in Gander Lake, Newfoundland. Oh my God, I was in Gander once, in Newfoundland. Hart was unemployed, financially and socially isolated, and suffered from epilepsy, which often is triggered by stress. Hart was unemployed. The RCMP launched a Mr. Big operation 2 years after the girls' deaths. Over 4 months, Hart was recruited into a fictitious criminal organization and paid over $15,000 for participating in 63 scenarios. The operation provided him with a sense of purpose, community, and financial security. The confession. In the climatic meeting with Mr. Big, Hart initially denied responsibility, but under pressure and with the inducement of full membership and protection, he confessed to pushing his daughters into the water. He later took an undercover officer to the scene and reenacted the crime. Hart was convicted of first-degree murder, largely based on his confession. The conviction was eventually overturned by the Supreme Court of Canada. Let's see here. And then it goes on to, of course, give wise reasons why it was overturned and stuff like that. Okay. So just kind of wanted to touch on that, because a lot of people keep talking about the Mr. Big. So, where am I? Oh, here I am. Okay. I know that there was an article that came out by People magazine. Where did that go? Probably wait, is this it? Yeah. Okay. We'll bring that up next. And don't forget to hit the like and share for Jack and Lily on there. Okay. So I know some of you, like I said, a lot of this stuff is like yesterday's news, and that's fine. I haven't talked about it though, because I haven't even read this. So let's see. Mother issues plea for search. Yeah. Okay. So, the search is continuing for 2 young siblings who disappeared from their home in Nova Scotia, Canada, nearly 6 months ago. Lily and Jack, aged 6 and 4, were last seen May 2nd. Earlier this month, the kids' mom, Malaya Brooks Murray, shared a new post in a Facebook dedicated to the search for siblings, said she desperately wants them home. Bullshit. Okay. Well, maybe she does. I mean, maybe she actually does. I mean, I do believe that she knows what happened to her children. But that doesn't mean I don't think that she is having remorse. I just don't think that she wants her. I just don't think that she really wants to do prison time, and I think that her and Daniel are both protecting each other. But we'll get into that in a bit. Gift of flirty pants. What gift? A gift of flirty pants. Sounds like Travis. Okay. Um, okay. And Daniel's probably contact. Brett Daniel is probably contact people now. Yeah, years ago our system sucks now. The guy pewed his wife, kidnapped his one. Old cops pewed him in Niagara. And he had a bad criminal record to boot. Uh, Ben likes it when you're here. Okay, I think you meant Charmaine. I think no, Sharon, sorry. Don't talk dirty like that, Sharon, okay? Okay. Don't be talking about my Benny like that. Just saying. Keep it clean. Keep it clean, Sharon. All right. Police are still searching for two young siblings in Canada after they vanished from their home nearly 6 months ago. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police, RCMP, previously said that Lily Sullivan, I don't know why I was looking at another word, 6, and Jack Sullivan, 4, have been last seen at the morning of May 2nd. Okay, we know that. We know about the 150K. USD, that's 107,000 apparently. Malaya Brooks Murray, the children's mother, has been sharing multiple messages on the Find Lily and Jack Sullivan Facebook page. No, okay, who lied and just said that? Okay, that's not true. She has not been sharing multiple messages at all. Who said that? That's bullshit. Okay, she wrote on October 13th, as a mother, I love my children. We're gonna skip on over off that because again, I'm going to call bullshit on that whole letter as well. But whatever. I mean, if these are such good pictures, I like these ones. You know what? I got to screenshot these ones. At least these ones are nice and crisp and clear. Yeah. I'm not in that mood to sit there and be like, oh yeah, Malaya. Poor Malaya's weeping in sorrow. Sorry. Not in the mood to play these games anymore. I'm going to call a spade, in my opinion. Okay, so another post Sunday confirmed that Jack would be turning 5 years old, right? The Vigil. Okay, so bottom line is just updates on, let's see. Oh, yeah, right. Martell also said he believed Lily and Jack were kidnapped, but the RCMP said there was no proof this occurred. CBC added at the time. Right, that would be because it's full of shit. That would be why. All right, we'll put Jack's little face there because he's the one that's it would be his birthday tomorrow. Okay, so I'm just gonna, like I said, make myself clear on this if I haven't already. Okay, and this is again, in my opinion, I call bullshit on the whole kidnapping thing. It doesn't make sense. There's nothing at all to show it at all. Okay. It's the farthest thing from the truth. And I'll tell you why. Well, besides multiple reasons. Okay. As for them being in the woods. Yeah, no. Okay. Slight chance. Random abduction. Well, there's no signs to show that either. So in these cases, what is the most likely scenario? Right? We've gone 6 months, no answers, no reward claim, no one spoke up, no nothing. The only person that's directing a narrative is Daniel himself. And whoever said that that Darren was the one that started this whole thing, nah. Daniel started the whole thing when he told Charmaine about it, when he was talking to her. That's when that stuff all started creeping out, okay? So that's when Daniel had said that he believes that he was kind of secretly looking into the fact that he believed that Cindy had everything to do. Oh, that's my husband. Hold on a second. 1 sec. Okay. Daniel, dude, sir, right? This is me. I'm gonna eat this heavily. My heart's gonna be so heavy. Okay. So in honor of the fact that you're okay from that car accident, Okay, I'm going to eat this KFC in honor of you. Just saying. I'm going to put that out there. Okay, I'm going to have to put it to the side for a sec, though. Okay, up until I'm going to put it over here. Yeah, happy birthday, Jackie boy. Ben, correct, no proof of anything. Sunny, you should eat your KFC right here on the stream. Maybe I'll pull it out on. I don't usually like to sit there and munch. Some people, they just sit there and chow down as they're, showing videos and stuff. I don't know. I was just taught that you don't, you don't eat in front of, do stuff like that. But I might just whip it out, right? Pull out a drumstick for Daniel, right? Talk to the mic, Daniel. Okay. So this whole thing with, the children are hitting crap. Okay. Again, this is coming from somebody who's a total bullshitter, first of all. Okay. If you guys haven't noticed, this man is an absolute narcissist, couldn't tell the truth of his life, depended on it. Right. I don't think, are any of you guys oblivious to that? Please, if you are, right, honestly, go give your head a shake. No offense. But it's ridiculous. We spent 6 months watching this crap. And I'm just really over it, to be honest with you. Again, this is all in my opinion. And you guys whip it out, Sunny. One sec. Hold on. Be right back. This is for you, Danielle. Okay? This is for you. Hold on. Where's my birthing sauce? Oh, here it is. Need some birthing sauce. 1 second. It's for you, Daniel. Okay? It's all in the name of love and hate. Yep. Well, I didn't give birth to a bucket of chicken this time, just by the way. I gave birth to a box of chicken, right? Got my little chicken tenders in there. Yeah, I gotta dip it in my birthing sauce. Daniel, so amazing. Hold on. It's a fatty piece of bone right there, or whatever the fuck that is. Anyway. Just taking a moment for Daniel, people. More birthing sauce, definitely. Because it is X-rated. You guys, come on. This isn't funny. I'm sitting here trying to eat this chicken in honor of Daniel. The fact that he's okay. Okay? I think that Daniel would approve of this. I expect him to send me a bunch of hearts soon enough in my messenger. Birthing sauce is so good, Daniel. Seriously, if I could take your mother's chickens, I'm turning them into a bucket of KFC, I would. Sorry, Janie, but I would. Okay, hold on. This is the leg. I wonder, Daniel, did you strap down Taylor's legs? Or was it just her arms where she got all those bruises? Were they her legs? Were they chicken legs? Okay. God, that's good. I'm pretty sure he's going to approve. Just saying. Okay? Oh, God. Okay. Now I got to close up the rest. I got to save the rest for later. Hold on. Let me have a fry. Okay? Can't have freaking KFC without a fry. Oh, there's freaking gravy here, too. Look at it. See? These are the little chiclets. Right? Here, let me dip one of those in birthing sauce. I have some little chiclets. Daniel, how many chiclets do you have again? How many chiclets do you have? By that I mean your children. How many chiclets do you have out there? Not you know about, first of all. What the fuck is birthing sauce? Right here. It's birthing sauce. Daniel said I gave birth to a bucket of KFC. So, having my birthing sauce with it. Women, you all know what birthing sauce is. Anyway, let me just put this away. You guys appreciate that? Okay. I know Daniel will. I really truly expect Daniel to say to me, hold on, Daniel, one sec. Totally expect Daniel to be sending me love hearts in Messenger soon enough. Let me just put that over there. Okay. Going back. Yeah. See? If he doesn't see this, which he will, okay. I don't know if Daniel's laid up in bed sucking on his mummy's titty or whatever she's doing. He's probably like, seriously, all I'm picturing is the fact that he literally totaled his mother's car. Totaled. And all I'm picturing is, Mommy. And she probably like punched him out and was like, now come here, son. Come back here. I'm sorry, punch. Probably throat punch on this. Can you believe it? Seriously? I'm sorry, but Carmen's a fucking bitch. You know, I mean, that's like, I hate to use this word, but no, actually, I won't say that expression because it's not a good expression to use. But that's like, we'll just say that's just like having two stones at the same time. Karma. And so I'm hoping that maybe it's, maybe when was he in the hospital? I wonder, too bad they didn't offer him some true serum to go with that. Right, Janie? Anyway, Janie's probably going to be like, that fucking bitch, Sonny. Did you see her face as she was talking about me and my kid? Yeah, enjoy it. Like, seriously, shut the front door. But anyway, so my whole thing is this is for me personally. Okay. I've looked at everything and we've had 6 months to watch a bunch of bullshit. And so for me, hold on. Let me just stop here. 1 second. Ben, fuck that, I'm old. Can't even touch my knees at my age. It's nice. It says beautiful. I want to say happy birthday to Jack. It said you're not able to share it. The best B-day ever is that you babies are found. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. I mean, I guess if they were here, and alive, I wonder what Jack and Lily would have been for, I don't know, Halloween. I don't think we'll ever know. Can I ask you something? In chat, there's 159 people here. I want to see where you guys are at again, just before I go on my spiel here. How many people think that, and no offense, of course, this is just about reality and truth. How many people, 1, if you believe that the children are alive, 2, if you don't believe that these children are alive? Again, I'm not sugarcoating this live at all. I'm just being straight and blunt like I usually am, but maybe a little bit more blunter. 1, if you think that they're alive. 2, if you don't think that they're alive. 3, if you are undecided. Give me a second here. 1 second. My bad. So I told you guys everything and you guys didn't even get to hear it. Too bad. Too bad. So sad. I have to go back to eat my chicken. Thought that I clicked it off. Apparently I didn't. Yeah, it's okay. We all good now? We all good? Yeah. What would a live be if I didn't leave myself muted? Definitely always happens at some point because I thought I clicked it. But anyways, okay. So to all you number 2 people out there and to the people that did number 3, well, I'll get you converted over to number 2 soon enough. Anyways, so this is my own personal thoughts on exactly what happened and why this case is not solved yet. So we'll go back to again that um, earlier in the case, okay, sources on the ground had said that the RCMP overheard the RCMP say to Janie that they didn't believe her. Okay, Janie, you know it. I know it. That they didn't believe you. Why would that be? I wonder why. Okay, because you guys' story timeline and shit don't make sense. That's the bottom line of it. So, but here's the gist of my scenario. Tinkerbell, I know you're on a different side than I am, by the way. But okay, because you're like sitting there on one, I know it. Okay, but here's what I personally believe myself is that something happened that Daniel, yes, probably was up doing meth, like Malaya had told a few people. Okay, that there was an argument that did happen. Some might try to minimize that, but there was an actual argument that did happen. And so this argument probably stemmed from the fact of something to do with the children. So it's either the fact that the children, one of them got into the drugs, the other one was taken, their life was taken because they were probably, I'm going to just say this too. I almost think that Malaya does do drugs, to be honest with you. She has this trail of being with druggies, right? So why would she keep being with druggies? So I'm going to be under the impression that she probably was as well. I think that their whole story and timeline is fictitious, and it's just something that they came up with because it was something that wasn't planned to happen, but it did happen. Probably because like these children are not in a good home. Okay, these children are not in a good home. I think you guys know that by now, by enough black eyes, by CPS, everything that we've heard. Okay, these children were not taken care of properly. In fact, they were probably a nuisance, but I don't think that it was planned that these children's lives ended. I think that one life ended, and I know that Kenton said this originally as well, but I was like, Kent, come on, what's the chances of something taken out in the other kid's life? You know, maybe it perhaps is something like this. Something happened to Jack. Lily ended up screaming, type of thing, her face off. Maybe she got smothered by a pillow. I don't know. Something happened to both of them that night, which to me, in my opinion, would have ended their lives. Now, then it comes back to why a storyline doesn't make sense. Right? If you guys listen to the storyline, I've talked about this numerous of times. There's so many times in there. The reason why we keep flip-flopping back and forth is because the truth is not coming out. If the truth was coming out, this case would have been solved and it wouldn't have been adding different shit to the timeline and trying to make sense of it. Daniel keeps doing that. He thinks he's the master here. Now, the thing that Daniel is doing is that he literally is, okay, I'll tell you why I believe is that Daniel, I believe, would be the person, in my opinion, that did something because of him. And I think that this is why that he's saying things like, she's trying to blame me for everything so she doesn't get in trouble. Those are words out of Daniel's mouth. And when he was asked what those meant, he was like, I don't know, right? Hi, everybody. Welcome here. So I'm telling you exactly what I believe. And this is just based on enough of this, watching this case, a bunch of information to go with it. Some things you guys know, some things you guys don't know, but it's just a matter of taking everything and then trying to piece it together. And so the reason why the timeline, first of all, like I said, doesn't make sense is because Janie's timeline doesn't make sense, and she can suck it when she says that she heard the kids that morning. Okay, those kids were not alive, to me, in my opinion, at the time that Janie and Malaya. So yes, Malaya to me is involved in all this. I think that the root cause is because of Daniel, but I think that they both have absolutely guilty knowledge of what happened. I think that Malaya knows that something happened. She probably knows that Daniel was the one that started it, but she was there to help tidy it up, clean it up, and then fucking lie, right? Daniel is trying to point the finger at Malaya all the time. No, sorry, let me rephrase that. Daniel is pointing the finger at Haley all day long and the family. Okay. They keep trying to twist this narrative up until the point that they're trying to say it has something to do with the courts and Meadow. Oh, don't get me wrong. Meadow plays a part in all this because if the truth were to come out, right? Because I think that these idiots believe that they actually have a chance at having something to do with Meadow. And I don't think that that is going to happen myself, but we'll see how that all plays out. Okay. So when Daniel's pointing his fingers and he's always accusing Malaya's family, but then just like he did in that interview, you guys, and listen to me closely, okay, is that he, of course, is saying, I know that I didn't do anything, and I know that Malaya didn't do anything. I'm telling you right now that the reason why Daniel is pointing the finger that way is his way of still having control over Malaya, because he knows, to me, again, this is my opinion, because he knows exactly what happened that night, and he is probably the reason why something happened to the children in the first place. But because Malaya would be just as accountable, she took part in the whole cover up as well. And at the end of the day, she would have lost Meadow instantly, right? They would have been doing jail time, prison time, right? So no, they have to lie. But Daniel's pointing the finger at Malaya still because, no, remember, Malaya's family, but not Malaya, right? And the reason he's doing that is to have control still. Basically, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. So I'm going to keep pointing this way to remind you to shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. Because if you go down, right, if I go down, you're going down. And I believe that that's honestly why this is happening this way. Malaya is hiding in the background. Daniel's out front trying to convince us because he's so stupid. He's so stupid. Sorry, Daniel, you're stupid. Okay. So he actually thinks, right, that he's being this warrior and savior to Jack and Lily. He actually thinks that by our public perception that somehow this is going to make a difference in what we believe, because he probably thinks that, you know what, they're not going to find out the answer. I guarantee you that they're sitting there being his fucking best friend. Why? Why are they doing that? Because I'm telling you, they don't have the answers. They know the answers, but Malaya is not telling on Daniel. And the reason why Malaya has the same story going, right? Family members. The reason why she has the same story and is not veered off it, why is that, right? Why would that be? She's not veering off her storyline. Because again, Daniel knows that when he says that statement, she's trying to blame everything on me. And she doesn't get in trouble. Daniel tells on himself all the damn time. All the damn time. But again, he's such a narcissist, okay? He's such a control freak and he's such a narcissist. He's trying to control Malaya through the media and by saying and pointing the finger. He's trying to misdirect you guys, right? Because he thinks that he's so smart and that we're so gullible and stupid. But the thing is that to me, he's a transparent piece of shit is what he is. Sorry, Daniel. Not sorry. So to me, he's so transparent that he just oozes bullshit. Like, meaning, I mean, could they make the world any bigger of bullshit than what Daniel keeps trying to sell? But that's what he's doing. He's trying to gain favors to the public by actually getting people to think that we believe him, that these children are hidden. Okay. I'm telling you right now, you guys, the chances 99.9999999, these children are not alive. These children are dead. Sadly. And am I pissed? Absolutely. Why? Because we have to watch these fucking liars keep bullshitting us. Malaya's hiding in the background. Malaya, God, if I could sit there and say more about Malaya, I would. But anyways, Malaya, she's sitting there and she's letting Daniel do all the work, right? He's the one that's trying to project about missing. But by the same token, shut the fuck up, Malaya. You tell on me, you're going down with me. We lose Meadow. We're both going to jail because you know exactly what fucking went on that night, Malaya. So do you, Janie. In my personal opinion. So do you, Janie. And that's why your timeline is bullshit too. Because you're family. You're not going to tell on each other because you're fucking family. I'm talking about the Mackenzies, Martell. For the ones that would have knowledge or at least know, right? They're like the freaking glue that sticks together. They're not going to fucking say shit. Janie, to me, is lying for her son. Absolutely. But I just want you guys to understand, like, and this is just my opinion, okay? But that's what Malaya's hiding in the background. She's not doing this vigil. Malaya put that letter out there. It was hollow as shit, okay? I didn't even cry an ounce of a tear. Why? Malaya, I'm sorry. You can bullshit people all you want, but guess what? You know the truth of this. And you know what? Any person that can visually see what's going on here knows that you're full of shit and that you're just hiding behind everything because Malaya, she doesn't want to be with some people. Like, she doesn't want to be at the vigil. Why? So people can ask her questions, so she can fake tear. And I do believe that Malaya misses her children, but she misses them because she knows what happened to them. And it was a cover up. But I do believe that Malaya misses her children, but the thing was, is that that wasn't something that was planned that night. But she's hiding behind everything. She's trying to use things like, I don't have to explain to anyone why it took me like this many months to come out and say something. I don't have to explain anyone to why I'm not going to the vigil. Yeah, because you don't want, just like Daniel would never come up on lives for a long time, right? He never would clear up his bullshit. And then he got, sorry, no offense, but then he got DT to listen to him. And then he felt like he was kind of like safe. Daniel is just using people. Meaning, is this normal that somebody goes this much out of their way, and especially that they're a stepdad, and that they go this much out of their way to try to keep getting into our freaking brains that these children are hidden? Like, a liar is a liar. So what makes you think that this man is at all telling the truth? Who planted that blanket? I guarantee you, okay? Again, my thoughts. Guarantee you, Daniel planted that blanket. Doesn't matter if it was during the day or at night. That blanket was planted. Do I believe that there was no cameras there to watch Daniel go down that road? Do I believe Brad and Justin? Absolutely, I do. Absolutely, I do. Because there's a blanket that was there put in the trees. Again, he just keeps talking about their most ridiculous shit about how Haley managed to put her, fist into the thing and how she took it down and planted it. Makes absolutely zero sense. Anyone that even thinks that makes sense, needs to give your head a shake. Okay? Because this, like, we're just talking common sense, things that make sense, and why this is happening. So why don't the police have an arrest yet? Now, Durwood ain't no saint. Durwood is dumb as fuck, okay? I mean, I get the fact, you know what? I'm sorry. If he's buying Daniel's shit now, like he's been for a long time, dumb as a door, okay? You're dumb as a door there, Durwood, too. You might want answers for Jack and Lily, but your anger and you think that you're just, writing your thoughts. Okay, have your thoughts, but get real. Okay, I don't know what fucking planet of Pluto that some of this stuff comes from, but honestly, all it does is getting twisted. Well, let me just insert this about Malaya and the shit and the clothes and all that stuff. Again, he keeps reminding Malaya to shut the fuck up. If I go down, you're gonna go down. That's why this case has not been solved, because neither one is talking. Neither one is telling the truth. These two are backing each other up. It doesn't matter that they're not together, but they know exactly what happened. And bottom line is the only thing Daniel cares about is, I ain't going down, because if I go down, you're going down, because they both know exactly what happened to Jack and Lily. So this case isn't solved because they don't have the bodies. They don't have the evidence, right? They need, in order to prove the case, right? You don't just take a kick at the bucket. You need the full fucking bucket, right? You have to get it right. Simple as that. That's just common sense. Is that a case can't be tried just on, oh, well, here's a few pieces of this and a few pieces of that. No. In this case, because there's such a lack of evidence of where those children are, and lack of digital proof, and lack of, lack of digital proof, and there was no freaking vehicle seen on the camera. Lucky shit. It's what you are. Lucky those cameras weren't working at the freaking corner there, right? Or else you know why? It's one of those things. I feel like this is like that perfect storm where every answer that should have been isn't, right? I don't believe that the phones were taken, right? Let's just go drop off a couple bodies somewhere, but let's just, they're going to leave their phones. They're not that stupid, right? So to me, again, when I look at the big picture of this and what happened and why this is going on, to me, it's clear as day. It's not me sitting there, just spewing shit off the top of my head. Okay. There's lots of things in a sense. Let me just put it this way with Malaya. Don't for 1 second think that Malaya is out there grieving. Okay. I think we've first of all heard it from enough people to understand that Malaya didn't really show sorrow or pain. She never said their words, their names at all. Instead, the only thing that they were projecting, because don't forget, Malaya said, well, me and Daniel had the same story. So I don't know why Daniel's saying this about me. I'm telling you why, Malaya, because it's your warning to shut the fuck up. Don't say anything. Don't shut the fuck up. And Malaya's not going to. And Daniel's not going to. I'm groovy, right? But that's the bottom line, is that these two are not speaking because they are protecting each other. The timeline sucks. It's full of shit because it is full of shit. Daniel has brain lapse as well. And Daniel, he totally rides off of what people say. Well, how am I supposed to remember Thursday? Did they go to bed at this time? Hey, dude, do you remember the fucking fact that you were up doing drugs and doing meth? Right? Like I said, I've already said who your buyer is, allegedly. But bottom line is that you're a fucking liar. You both are. Malaya's sitting there trying to avoid anything that has to do with seeing other people that can question her, right? She's avoiding it like the plague, because we all know that Daniel will continue to lie. Malaya, well, she's going to lie too, but Malaya would be the one to go to if you're like literally driving. So they need to go to Malaya, but they need to go to Malaya with evidence. They need to go to Malaya with something that's going to be like, you ready to fucking make a deal now? And Daniel's like, you shut the fuck up, Malaya. Shut the fuck up. And like I said, that's why he keeps excluding Malaya to have anything to do with it, because it's like, I'm pointing the finger at you, but you know what? Shut the fuck up. And I'm going to keep, okay? I'm not a fool. I wasn't born yesterday. This to me is clear as crystal fucking glass. What's going on here and why it's so bullshit. So that's that's my everything for the sense in a condensed version of how I feel about this case and the reason why it hasn't been solved. And it's going to take one of them to break or them to be able to find bodies. That's what's going to solve this case. And until one of them talks, and it's definitely not going to be Daniel. So the person would have to be Malaya. But again, neither one of them, right? Unless Malaya would be offered the sweetest deal ever. She ain't going to talk, right? This again, even though they've broken up, they're still conjoined by Meadow there. And this is about Meadow. It became about Meadow. And that's why we started seeing everything become about Meadow. Because now they just have the one child there. Anyways, and to me, this is clearly why, right? I believe absolutely that the vehicle was heard 3 to 4 times that night. I absolutely, just that there's no cameras, guys. There's not going to be any cameras. This is another Sebastian Rogers, Ben. Absolutely is another Sebastian Rogers case. Very similar. But anyways, so what's your guys' thoughts onto what I said? Okay. When we look at the blanket, the bullshit of Daniel, the constant, the overkill. Okay. We're going to call this overkill. This is totally overkill of a person that is such on a vigilance for Jack and Lily. Now, think of the things that he has said during interviews. Well, Daniel always tells on himself, but And I'm going to continue looking for them for the rest of my life if I have to. Well, how do you know? How do you know they're not in the woods, Daniel? How do you know it's going to be for the rest of your life, Daniel? Why do you think that the dog trainer or the dog handler, the inspector guide dude, questioned you? Why, Daniel? And then Daniel's stupid enough to think, like I said, this is Daniel's show. He's trying to manipulate us. He's trying to get us on that train track that's going to bullshit land. Sorry, not buying it. See right through you, motherfucker. You know? And like I said, do I feel badly and all that about the accident in his mom's car? No, he's fine. They'll be fine. Right? But hopefully that's a warning to you that karma's a fucking bitch. You know, like I said, Jack and Lily, you know, if your car's flipping and you're thinking, oh my God, I'm going to die. Well, think about what Jack and Lily happened to them. If you had any involvement in this, right? My opinion, which I believe you do. But if you didn't, well, I still don't take it back because you're still a piece of shit. But you do. In my opinion, you do. And so I'm pissed off. I'm sick and tired of your bullshit. I'm sick and tired of Malaya's bullshit. You know, and so for all the family members that are out there that are truly fighting for answers for Jack and Lily, thank you. Thank you for being voices. Even if you're not always stepping out in front, thank you for caring enough to try to share information and stuff like that as well. And bring this to the forefront because people are starting to get pissed even more so. They're tired of it. 6 months. 6 months we've had to watch, you know, pretty much Daniel put his face out there, you know, go on this whole narrative about hidden. And then you got jerk off Darren there, you know, that even starts adding to the story and putting Malay in different places. You guys, the problem is, right, Darren, when you came into it, again, you came into a storyline and then you just bought into it, hook, line, and sinker, and then even added to it. Just think about that, right? Just think about that. Is that Belinda spoke to Janie. You know, Janie with the gold standard timeline that the police didn't believe you on? Okay. And she said that she heard Malaya hush the kids. Again, they didn't get their story straight and they retracted. Daniel keeps inserting all these things. Malaya, shut the fuck up. You know, she's trying to blame me for everything so she doesn't get in trouble. Right? Those are little words of love and haikus. Daniel's controlling Malaya. Malaya knows she's fucked herself. So they're both shutting the fuck up. And that's why we don't have answers. Because they're both fucking liars. Sorry. Not sorry. Not sorry. Not sorry at all. Jack and Lily deserve so much more than you two pieces of shits. Okay? And Janie, suck on it when you sit there and say about how much you miss Jack and Lily and stuff like that, as you're too busy saying, would anyone want to listen to that voice? No one wants to listen to your freaking voice either on that. But Jack and Lily, they matter. You guys don't. You guys are the ones that are the reason why we're here to this day. And it's your lies that are keeping this this case, I hate to say case, right? Because it's regarding 2 children that were perfectly well. No, don't want to say perfectly well. Because obviously there's much more underneath this storyline of their home and their home life. These children and Meadow deserve so much more than you pieces of crap. Just saying. Just calling a spade a spade. Sick of your bullshit, Malaya? Daniel, I was sick of your bullshit a long time ago. Ain't going to be at no point, Daniel, unless the RCMP tell me differently, have a cup of go fuck yourself with your bullshit. Okay? Sick of it. Sick of it. Okay, now it's your guys' turn. My information, something happened in the house with Malaya. Okay, hold on. I'm going to read these. I'm going to vape my face off for a sec. Okay. What happened with Malaya and Daniel? Took care of it. And I believe that they are in the water. Oh, which reminds me. Very well could be. Okay. But my only question, if I had to think about it, was, now, does Malaya know where the children are? Fuck it. She does too. They're both just not telling on each other. Yeah. Okay. I was going to give Malaya some grace there, but no, fuck it. It wouldn't have been some deep-seated secret. They know, and it's just, like I said, it's just all the pieces coming together. He irks me so bad he knows too. Yeah, that's my thoughts. Okay, these are just thoughts, but I'm sick and tired of this bullshit. And that's my thoughts. And it's kind of like when the whole thing just kind of finally clicks all together. Um, it's not like I haven't been thinking about it, but now it's just like everything is just kind of clicking together. The more that this information has come out, the more about a vehicle, the more about Malaya's actions and stuff like that. Yeah, sorry, not sorry. She can be pissed at me all she wants. I don't care. Jack and Lily are missing. And no, I don't believe like they're not missing to me. They're probably somewhere either in water or in obviously buried or something like that. So yeah, okay. Is DM now blaming the witnesses taking the kids along with Earl? Is DM now blaming the witnesses taking the kids along with Earl? Oh yeah, oh yeah. Okay. I've seen that being said, so crazy shit, but whatever, we ignore that shit. Just me agree, except I'm facing just inland from the water. I agree, Shannon. And Shannon, why is your name coming up Shan RS? Huh. Just inland from water. I think I agree with that, Shannon. If I had millions, I'd get PI pay for cadaver dogs to come out. I'd search the town to home because we have no evidence those kids got home. No, we don't. But I believe that they did. I do believe, if I was to go by my gut, I believe that they did. But at the end of the day, I consider their whole storyline a bunch of shit anyway. So we can look at it either way. He hushed. Oh, yeah. Like, I mean, come on, Brandy, right? How many times did he say that she didn't say anything? Then he hushed her. Then we heard about a lock. Then we heard he's been sleeping. They never got their story right. That's why it's all over the map, right? Right there, and then there, as time has gone on, and then Janie comes in, which totally obliterates, the whole timeline thing, because again, they didn't have all these hours to think about the lie, right? It was a matter of hours that they would have had to done something to me to put the kids somewhere buried, whichever way, and think of what they were going to say, right? And then Malaya would go off and not talk. And I believe that that's because at the end of the day that she knows that Daniel was the root cause of the children. I believe that Malaya to me left that next day on the 3rd because she knows that Daniel is the root cause of why her children are no longer with us. And that, again, it just became about the fact that she's not talking, he's not talking. They both know what happened, but doesn't mean she didn't want out of that relationship because she knew what Daniel, to me, in my opinion, had done. And she was part of the whole cover up of it and knows exactly, I'm sure, where her children actually are. She ain't saying shit. Because like I said, there's Meadow to think about, and there's their fucking asses in prison to think about. Right? You guys, there's nobody coming forward. There's nobody claiming their rewards. Okay, this bullshit about being hidden. Like seriously, I'm fucking over that. I'm literally fucking over that bullshit. Daniel started that bullshit. People started buying into it. And I'm here to come and ground you back down to earth because that is not even a likely scenario. It could have been if things turned out a little bit differently. It could have been, but it's not. I like to stay on the ground earth because, again, people can sit there and rebuttal of it and stuff like that. Well, again, who's the one telling the story? Like, if you sit there, if you literally can look me in the fucking face and tell me that you believe that Daniel is not a liar, regardless of Jack and Lily, and you can literally tell me that Daniel is not always lying and changing his story, I'm sorry, but then you got an issue. If you can't see that, then you are blind as a fucking bat. Because at minimum, that man is a fucking liar. At best, At most, I should say. That man had something to do with Jack and Lily and why they're not here to this day. But if anyone cannot see that in Danielle, sorry. Like, seriously. How do you spend 5 months watching, if not longer now, 5 months watching this personality and literally think that he's not lying, that he hasn't told inconsistencies, that he's not making shit up? Again, I wasn't born yesterday. Were you? I think if he had such a serious head injury causing amnesia, he wouldn't have been released. Oh, you know what? All I see is this. Okay. You know, Charmaine's the one that put it out because Daniel said she could. But all I see is this. Daniel, besides the children hidden people, I almost died yet again. This time it wasn't sticks and twigs as I was up to my waist. No, I totally wrecked my mom's vehicle because you know, through the water, whatever, the rain. Probably bald ass tires on that vehicle, whatever, driving too fast, whatever. But go ahead. Go ahead and share my story. You know, maybe I'll send you some pictures with some freaking taped around blood wounds up the top of the head. But that's all I see is someone that just loves attention. Loves attention, you know? But go ahead, put it out there. It's going to be out there anyway, so you might as well go ahead and put it out there. That's like, seriously, that's as much as I give two shits. And like I said, I'm not because I'm heartless. I'm not, okay? It's not. I would never wish anyone like death or anything like that, you know? But hey, if it gave you a fucking huge awakening and shit like that, then, well, you know, and karma can be a bitch. And karma is being a bitch because it got both of you with one stone, didn't it? Poor Janie. How's Janie? I guess Janie's gonna have to just go in town on Fridays with Ron and his vehicle. Maybe borrow a vehicle off of Earl's property. Who knows? Maybe pull out the Kia. I still think that their bio dad should have been a better real father and does share a bit of blame. I feel like he would have been in their life. That's two different things to me, Kate. Obviously he walked away from the children, right? So could he have been a better father? Has Belinda talked about Cody and stuff like that, and is not exactly proud of things that he's done and blah blah blah? Absolutely. But he had nothing to do with those children missing at all. That's totally 1000% Daniel and Malaya. Could have, would have, should have, didn't. But this is totally because of Daniel and Malaya's lifestyle and Malaya, right? She's the mother. She wasn't there to protect her kids. In fact, she was there to put her kids around someone that she claims did meth for 2 years when she got induced with Meadow, and she still stayed in it. Says a lot about who she is, right? And what she's done and what she put her kids in. Because she was probably doing it herself. You know? We have no evidence kids went home, right? Good night, Belinda believes. Yes, I see what you mean. No, I logically know they're gone. It is hindering when people try to distract elsewhere. Absolutely. I'm not one. I'm just looking straight down the road at the information. What is the most logical? You guys, again, I don't know about you guys, but I watch EMU all the time. Okay. I think it's called EMU. Anyways, all the time, these interrogations with these kids and stuff like that. It's never good. Okay. It's never good. It's not realistic to think that these children are hidden. There's nothing that makes sense to that. There's nothing that shows it. It's one of the most highly unlikely plausible scenarios in all of these scenarios. As much as we want it to be true, because we always want to have hope, the reality of this case is these children, unfortunately, sadly, are not here with us anymore. I hope they interviewed customers. I think that they need to go back and do rounds of polygraphs and shit. Ask them some better questions. Hey, Wolfie. I think people have sent me some emails. I haven't actually had time to really look at my emails. But if there's one person that somebody sent me an email for, there's one person I'm not going to watch. It's that, who sent it to me? Well, there's a couple people I won't watch, but I'm not even going to say the channel name. Who was it? Patriot Girl. Okay. I won't watch that person at all. She's nothing but a bitch. Did Lily hear back? Did Lily have her backpack with her at Patty's house the day they were doing laundry? Don't know. Don't know. From, like I said, from Daniel's and Malaya's lips to God's ears, right? Good night. Good night, Denise. Yeah. What are we at? An hour and 20 minutes? Because YouTube. Yeah. The whole Ben dash XU2VG. Sunny, what did you do to your ringtone? What ringtone? What ringtone? What ringtone? And one sec. What ringtone? Ringtone? What did you do to your what the hell? Somebody explain that to me. Oh, I'm way behind. Amen. She left after the fact. Perhaps that Daniel would not be blamed, but that didn't work. She left after the fact. Nah, she left because she didn't want to be in that piece of shit relationship anymore. Daniel's playing games to throw people off by look east, not west. Yep, that's to me. Like I said, it's his way of trying to control Malaya because they both know. They both know. I firmly believe that they both know. Malaya's not helping no RCMP. RCMP. If Malaya was helping RCMP, trust me, if she was helping in this case and Daniel had something to do with it and she didn't, Daniel's ass would be grass right now, but it's not because they're both shutting the fuck up. Karma's a bitch. Absolutely. I knew when the article came out that he said he saw Lily Friday morning because he lied about everything else. Right? Like I said, all you have to do is take their own words, use them against them, right? Use them against the whole Malaya saying that Daniel didn't wake up from 6:18 to 9:40. Use it that Daniel said he wasn't in a deep sleep. So how would, Granny Janie over there have heard the kids herself after, and again, that's after 11. If you listen to all the words that she says, it's clearly after 11 and stuff like that. But their timelines don't mesh. And because it's just, again, it started off as 8 o'clock to 8:30 was what we heard dispatch. Next thing you know, the timeline became about 9:40 to 10:01. Okay. Then Janie comes out of the woodwork. Oh, hey, Janie. Oh, this is your timeline? Oh, makes your sons and Malayas look like shit now because you guys obviously don't know how to combine the proper, again, it's not something that they could have sat around and talked about a lot, but they had a gist of a story. But the gist of the story broke down. And again, when they're talking, because they're lying, that's why their statements don't make sense. That's why their timings don't make sense. That's why that amnesia. That's why they're all foggy because they were sleeping, right? They were all in and out of sleep. And again, and all Daniel has done this entire time, because he's an idiot, is try to insert all these other things. Mostly about Malaya. Malaya, I know you had nothing to do with it, Malaya. Isn't that alone? Doesn't that bug you alone? That Daniel literally stood there in that interview and said that, I know I didn't have anything to do with it. I know Malaya didn't. And yet all he's been doing is saying, oh, you know what? Drunk turkey? You know what, Daniel? Now that I think about it, she woke up really fast to tell me that the children, she couldn't hear them. Oh, I never thought about that before. I guess she could have gone. Wait, she left her laundry. Oh, you mean the laundry that you kept saying that you had of hers, you fucking liar? Like, just what I'm saying, right? Just think about what exactly he's saying. And then he turns around and says that. He's trying to manipulate you people, the people that are actually buying his shit. And I find it mind blowing, to be honest with you, that anyone could be fooled by a narcissistic, manipulative, POS like Daniel. I'm sorry, but he is. And he's trying to sit there and hold ground with the whole hidden theory. And the more he has a stage presence, the more he's trying to use the news outlets and stuff like that now. Because again, Daniel, he probably thought this was going to go away. He probably didn't realize it was going to blow up into this huge story, did you, Daniel? How long are you going to keep going, Daniel? I mean, you're just a stepfather. How long are you going to keep going for the sake of Malaya and the children? But Daniel's out there being his narcissistic ass self. Oh, somebody's in the bathroom. Being his narcissistic ass. Okay, I think that's my husband's brother. I think he's hawking up a lung. Somebody's hawking up a lung in the bathroom. But anyways, right? He's being his typical narcissistic self. He's trying to be the hero. He's trying to be the one that's, I'm doing everything for Jack. How many times have we heard this? About him outrunning helicopters and drones. Did you remember that one where he literally said that, and they're even watching me as I'm running faster than the helicopters and drones, as if the fucking helicopters and that are just sitting there picking their noses while they're watching Daniel. Like, just listen to the man. I can't even with Daniel, because he is such a narcissistic bullshitter. And then he always makes up excuses. You know why I lied about the girlfriend, right? I mean, obviously because of all this stuff. That's why I had to lie about the girlfriend. Remember when Daniel said, oh, does a girlfriend have a name? And he said that to Kent. Yeah. Yeah, he almost died again. Yeah. Chalk this one up for the books. How many lives do you have, Daniel? Like 9, like a cat? But I'm just saying, like this isn't rocket science about the lying part. It's just a matter of, to me, the not having the evidence. They need the bodies. They need one of them to break. And until that day happens, we're not going to have any answers for Jack and Lily, sadly. Both are selfish. Absolutely. These children should be alive, celebrating a birthday, dressing up for trick-or-treating. Absolutely. Absolutely. If there's one thing out of all this that I'll say, is that I think that these children deserve so much better than how they were living. But I don't believe this was intentional at all. I think that maybe one life was intentional, perhaps, but I don't believe that this was something that was a planned thing, that these children, it could have been, but it doesn't seem to go that way. Right? There would be banking, tracking. There would be things that would show that. I just think that the perfect storm is that someone plants a blanket, right? And the thing is, honestly, Daniel could have planted that blanket, in my opinion, after the fact, right? Like when he went out on the quad, and remember how he just disappeared before, like, remember how he said he was gone and that they had already set up the staging area and shit like that? Daniel could have full blown sat there, and there would have been, like, let's just say it comes back with no blanket on the tree the morning that the bus went by, right? Afterthought, right? Of planting something. So it could have been full well that when Daniel was out in a vehicle searching the culverts, the roads, back roads, culverts, all that shit, dishes, right? That Daniel put the blanket there at that point. It could very well be. Doesn't necessarily mean it had to be done at night, but let's say the bus didn't have a thing of that blanket then. Okay? Daniel's going to totally try to twist it on Haley, for all this shit, like he always does. But I'm here to tell you, have a cup of go fuck yourself, Daniel, you fucking bullshitter. Malaya kissed my ass and every part of it, because you guys know to me exactly what happened to Jack and Lily, and your actions are pathetic. They're ridiculous. I'm not making excuses for this bullshit anymore. I'm not giving you any grace at all. I'll give you grace the fact that you probably both do miss the children because it wasn't planned. But you know what? You care more about your own asses first and foremost. And now all you guys are worrying about is Meadow. And you guys don't give a shit about Jack and Lily. Daniel's trying to be the liar to direct, because Daniel wants to take the blame off of anything that he had to do with it. And by the same token, Malaya doesn't want to get her ass busted either. Just calling a spade, how I see it. Well, they'll come. If there's, yeah. But, again, I just feel like absolutely what lacks in here is the evidence, right? So, yeah, Daniel, they're going to be your best friend, right? They're going to get into your life. They're going to get into your brain. They're going to make you think that, you can trust them and all that shit. Oh, yeah, right? No. Exactly, right? And like I said, the RCMP aren't going to come out and sit there and go, you know, oh yeah, you know what? We definitely believe that this is a criminal case and Daniel did it and blah 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 blah. Let the RCMP play their game. That's what they're doing. That's what they aren't dumb. They are smart. They might have got things maybe could have done better at the start, right? Perhaps in this case, absolutely. But at the end of the day, Jack and Lily don't deserve this crap that's going on. And guess who's causing the circus? Daniel and Malaya. By your actions. And your actions say 1,000 million words. And your lack thereof. Janie can go with Durwood. Okay, let's see. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I have no concern for Daniel. Only beautiful Lily and Jack. Well, that's how I feel about it too. Or take an Uber or a bus. And Daniel, like I said, you're not going to take away from these neighbors that heard a vehicle at nighttime. Ain't taking it away. Right? Trying to always dismiss everything with an answer. He shit. He lied the first 100 times, but he's not lying now. I know. I don't. Right? Not that I don't believe Sunny. I think she's got it right. I think I got it right too. And I think there's a lot of other people that are with me on this. Because why? Because it's, to me, just blatantly obvious, especially after 6 months, but especially as more information keeps coming out on top of it, right, Janie? Remember, Janie, the cops didn't actually believe you, Janie. They didn't believe your bullshit timeline. Duh. Right? Why do you think that happened, Janie? Remember the one that your son said was a gold standard timeline? Like I said, tidbit most people didn't know up until now. Hitchhiking, selling eggs to purchase a new car. Poor baby boy. Boo, 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 boo. Yeah. He wasn't in a place to be a good dad. At the time, struggled with his own demons. At least he paid child support up until he lost a job. Yeah, I mean, well, that's true. I don't know enough about all that, but I mean, that's what I heard as well. Now, Daniel, you have a couple of other kids, were you paying child support for those 2 children at all? Even when you were working full time? Or what happened to yours and Malaya's money, right? Why were you asking Patty for more money after you literally just got your not welfare check, government check? I'm sorry. I'm just, like I said, I can't fake being insincere. I don't think I'm wrong here. I don't. I could be, but I don't think I am. I think that it's pretty close to really truly what happened myself. But time will tell. Time will tell, hopefully. We don't want this to turn into a cold case. Yeah, oh no. Yeah, you know what? Good Daniel. Good Daniel. Like I said, he's going to be back in action. Don't you guys worry or fret about it. Right? Oh, gosh, shit, I got KFC waiting for me, man. I got to get going here. Shit. At least I work from home tomorrow. Things on there. Anyways, never. Oh, that's for the ringtone? Never going to give you out. Oh, what did you ask me about my ringtone though again? I forgot earlier. I talked about Rickroll, right? The Rickroll. There we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jack. Jackie boy. Happy birthday to you. Isn't that sad? Knowing that right now in Nova Scotia and even in Eastern, this technically it's a bitch. It's Jack's birthday. Jack would be 5. Aww. So I'm gonna get going, you guys. And I gotta go pee too. Seriously, I gotta go pee as well. Okay, I gotta go give the toilet a drinky. So thank you guys all for being here. Sorry if I get really behind. Nope, you're not wrong, Sonny. I don't think I'm wrong either. I don't. It's just it's the obvious, but the more that time has gone by and the more information that keeps coming out is just, to me, just adding to it. It's not like I'm blind, okay? I've spent each time looking at all the different scenarios, but the most telling part of this case is the mom's actions and the stepfather's lying. Right, Ben? But that's the most obvious thing to me. And then it's just like, okay, well, what is it that backs all that up? Right? And that's all the details. The timelines that don't make sense. The reason for why this is happening. Why Malaya's actions are the way. Why hasn't this case been solved yet? It's like, for me, pretty much that puzzle piece to me in my eyes now has been put together. Okay, guys. So with that being said, again, the vigil tomorrow night for Jack and Lily. Happy birthday, Jack. You would be 5 years old. Blessings again for all the family members that really, truly want answers for Jack and Lily out there. Okay. And don't forget Friday, me and Zach, Friday, Halloween, me and Zach. Here, let me test one. Hold on. Don't leave me yet. 1 second. Just talk amongst yourselves for a minute.
In the quiet dawn of a May morning, 2 little hearts went out to play. Lily's laughter, Jack's small footsteps vanished with the breaking day. steer. The woods are deep and silent, but our love will draw you near. Through forest paths and endless trees, searchers called your names aloud. Hope flickered in the morning breeze as prayers rose up to the clouds. Come home, Jack and Lily, we're praying for your steer.
Okay. Oh, I think I'm blurry. One sec. I think I'm blurry. Okay. 1 second. Where am I? Oh, there I am. I think I'm good. Okay. So, yes. So, happy birthday to Jack and Lily. Well, and Lily that are missing, of course, for the vigil. That's tomorrow, because obviously it's in honor of both of them. So, anyways, you guys, that was, again, just a, nice video. The person that I did this for knows who they are. And so with that being said, yeah, gotta throw up some KK on there. 1 second here. That KFC's cold now. Shit, my fries are cold. I hate cold fries. Actually, no, we'll leave it. I'm gonna leave that for now. You guys are doing a great job. Thank you on this one. All right. So make sure you guys hit that like and share for Jack and Lily. Okay, guys. Oh, the other thing I want to quickly drop here. I meant to drop this like the other day. Okay. And I think it's very good information. This particularly. Okay. So this particular article is meth using parents, the relationship between parental role strain and depressive, whatever that was. Anyways, bottom line is, if you guys really want kind of like a little bit of inside knowledge about parental like drug use and say the children and how it impacts them, and just honestly, this is a really good article to read. Probably give you some more understanding too about why perhaps Lily pulls out her, was pulling out her hair and stuff like that. Air fryer. So I'm going to drop that down because that's a really good article to read, just to give you a better understanding about the relationship with parents that do drugs and the impact on the children and stuff like that. Okay. Told you to eat the fries at least. I know, my bad, man. My bad. Okay, you guys have a great night. I will see you tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow. Okay. And again, blessings to everyone, the vigil, and Jack and Lily. Game over, Daniel. It's gonna come. Karma. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna play out the typical intro that I would do before. I haven't probably did in a long time. So with that being said, again, have a good night, guys. Bless you and thank you.
A Norfolk night, the world is cold. We stand surrounded, we are not alone. Within my reverie, there's holy light. Without an honor, we stand and fight. A Norfolk